Hello. I'm here to talk about a very serious situation that's been going on, a crazy situation concerning this guy, Friendlyjordis. You may have known him because his house got firebombed. He's a YouTuber, but he's also a journalist. And I wanted to make this video to kind of share what's been going on, because although people have covered this, I feel like some of the details have been lost, and the details are where this story gets so insane and also so serious, honestly. I think part of this is because Friendlyjordis, Jordan, can't speak a lot for himself on this issue because there's a lot of risk, a lot of danger of doing so. So I want to talk because I don't live in Australia where these I want to say bullies, but that's not really what they are. Criminals are, so I don't have the same concerns for my life the way that Jordan does. I'm talking, of course, okay, so as you guys know, you may know, may not, let's just catch you up. Friendlyjordis is a YouTuber / journalist who specifically exposes corruption in Australia, and even more specifically in New South Wales. And even more specifically, he's taken it upon himself to really expose this guy, John Barilaro, who's the former deputy premier of New South Wales. Super corrupt guy, eventually stepped down. But in the process of doing that, he's made a lot of enemies with everyone you can imagine. Of course, politicians, but now also organized crime families and actually the police. So when his house got firebombed, I think it was a little over a year ago, nobody really knew who did it. Of course, the internet was upset. We all wanted justice, but everyone was like, well, which of the several guys that he has pissed off, could it be? We don't know. The police now concluded a 13-month investigation. Here it says police charge Alameddine organized crime network associate over the firebombing of Friendlyjordis' Bondi home. Now, one thing some people aren't aware of is actually it was firebombed twice. The first time it got extinguished. The second time it fully went up. Friendlyjordis, of course, was luckily not in the house when it happened, but it's basically attempted murder, right? Or at the minimum, just super intense intimidation from this organized crime network. And the real lore you have to understand is that all of this came after a video Jordan did called Coronation, which recently he has taken down, and we will talk about that. But the entire idea was to intimidate him or remove him entirely because he was talking about the Alameddine crime family's association with Coronation, which is a property development company, and John Barilaro, this politician. Again, that's his thing. It's like journalists are supposed to expose corruption. That's what he does. So he was just doing his job. His house gets firebombed. They find out it's the Alameddine organized crime network. But they only arrest one guy. And it's just an associate. It's not like a main guy. So in the video Jordan did, it was like he was exposing a lot of the top guys, right? A lot of the top people and their association with this guy, with John Barilaro. But here they just arrest one associate. They say they have three other people that they suspect, but there haven't been any arrests since. They say there's going to be more arrests, but ultimately there haven't been, which led us to this video 7 days ago. And look, I know, I'm a little tardy to the party, guys. But I still felt I had to talk about it because ultimately the one thing these people don't want is obviously this information get out. I think it's obviously backfired on them. But here, anyway, let's listen to the statement by Friendlyjordis after the police haven't arrested anyone else.
You might have noticed that we haven't been releasing videos after the police arrested a suspect for the firebombing of my house. While we're very grateful for their persistence throughout this ordeal, we felt it would be prudent to see what the response would be from certain individuals. Their response has been one of rather perplexing confidence.
Okay, real quick, I want to highlight there. He says individuals. We all know what that means, right? Like, look who's actually responsible for it. This Alameddine organized crime network. But there's a lot he can't say because I think I don't know. I haven't spoken to him, but I think he's worried about further sort of retaliation. And it's and if you notice, he also says, like, buoyed by the lack of further arrests. So the cops, although they said they were going to arrest a bunch of other people, they haven't.
Buoyed by the lack of further arrests, they have decided to be much more blunt with their requests, threatening anyone they believe had handed over information to assist with the creation of the video Coronation. This video detailed links former Deputy Premier John Barilaro had with development company Coronation Property. The video encompassed more than Coronation Property Associates. It included an array of spirited characters, many of whom were enraged with its release.
So basically, people are threatening now the sources of Friendlyjordis. I don't know if they're threatening Jordan himself. I obviously wouldn't be surprised. But the part a lot of people are glossing over is the contents of Coronation was not just, hey, this company is linked to this crime network, which is also linked to John Barilaro, this politician. The real point of the video was about how untouchable these people are, and it details how basically this guy who went against them was first threatened, then kidnapped, then tortured, and all of it was caught, or most of it, was caught on camera. Okay? They have CCTV footage to back this all up. They have an eyewitness. They have all these things, all this corroborating evidence. So you would think like, oh, this is an open and shut case, right? But the video is about how powerful this group is, that the witness suddenly at the final hour recants his statement, presumably because he was bullied into it or intimidated into it, and then disappears. The police, the person who was kidnapped and then tortured, just vanishes. And nothing happens to anybody. This crime network, whatever Jordan's talking about, nothing happens to them. And so what's so frustrating about this is that it's not like the same thing is happening again. Exactly what he exposed in Coronation is replaying once again, where all the facts are there. Everybody knows what's going on. They've literally firebombed a guy's house. They have people responsible. They know who it's connected to. And ultimately, it looks like nothing further is going to happen in this case. Of course, we'll see. But I think it's been a month and a half since they arrested the first guy. And it's just some small-time guy. And so what Jordan is saying is like, if you're these guys who've done this, and you're looking at this and just one small guy gets arrested, you're like, oh, I'm just going to keep doing it, because they're untouchable. And so Jordan ultimately is faced with this super dark ethical dilemma where you start to have to ask yourself, is it worth keeping up a video about how untouchable these people are if nothing changes? If they keep being untouchable, if they can just do whatever they want, threaten all my sources, threaten me, threaten everybody, is it worth keeping it up? And props to him, by the way, because if you noticed, for a year after the firebombing, he didn't take down the video that the firebombing was about. And then after, it's only when they actually start threatening his sources does he actually do anything, right? So I really felt like that's such a horrible dilemma because, of course, as a journalist, you never want to be intimidated. But in this case, I don't know what more he can do. And I think he gets to that point right here.
But an authority in the land powerful enough, or perhaps foolhardy enough to check them. We have done our absolute best to keep the video up. Believe me, we have. But if the content of Coronation is to fall on willfully deaf ears, if its only tangible result is the death of innocent people, we will not have their lives hang on our conscience. In other words, you win. We're taking down the video. Congratulations, you run this city. We were ignorant of the fact that Sydney is more...
Honestly, the first time I watched this, I got chills when I heard you win. It's such a sad conclusion to a brave piece of journalism. And look, it's one thing to risk your own life with these things. And I think Friendlyjordis, of course, did that. But when it came to risking other people's lives, he was unwilling to do that, which I think is unfortunately an understandable position to be in. So my heart just goes out to him. And I think he's still in danger, by the way. Look, dude, these people, if you watch Coronation, basically it's all about how they kidnapped this guy, they got away with it, and then their connections. If you listen to the details about how they and by the way, even though they took down Coronation, 1 million copies exist. So it's like there is some positive to this where it's like, okay, the video is being seen by a lot of people, but it is shocking how much these people have impunity, and they can do whatever they want. They can threaten whoever they want with as many violent threats as they want, and nothing happens. So there is a limit to the change you can affect. I think Friendlyjordis has done more than his part, and I'm just happy I'm not in New South Wales, to be honest, because I'm able to speak about this openly. Anyway, I just wanted to spread the word. I don't really have anything crazy good to say, any heartwarming message. I don't think things are going to change overnight. But what I do know is that the one thing you can say is that if their goal was to stop people talking about this video, that has massively failed. And I think that's the one win to take away from here. So anyway, just wanted to give support to Friendlyjordis. We've worked together before. He's an awesome dude. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about this situation because I don't think right now he really can. That's it.